All right, how about this one, Shane? I thought this was a great question from cousin Kentucky Kenny over here.
Yeah.
What play changed the course of a team's season this season? And I run down, I got all 16 here, Shane. Ole Miss, the play that defined their season.
Yeah.
Kentucky hitting that 63-yard pass on 4th and 7, and then they subsequent turned around and missed a field goal. That defines Ole Miss season, I think.
Yeah. Is that the one out of all of them, you think?
Oh, no. I got one for each one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm with you on the Ole Miss one. That's for sure.
A&M and LSU,
Yeah.
I'm using the same one. Inserting Marcel Reed, it ignited A&M, and it exposed LSU, could not defend a running quarterback. I think that, because remember, both those teams at that time were undefeated, looking for a playoff.
Yeah.
I think that moment really kind of sparked one up and one down, although the one up didn't last very long either.
Yeah, I think you're right, brother. I think you're right on that one as well.
All right, how about Auburn? The pick six. I mean, which one?
Oh,
pick
yeah.
six against Oklahoma. That killed. I mean, that just absolutely tore their heart out, and they were never going to do anything after they lost to Oklahoma at home.
Yeah, I mean, there were several. The Arkansas game. I mean, there were several on that list. Vanderbilt just not being prepared. So, yeah, I would say, just clocking in this season.
And Texas, I don't know if I should have done Texas because their season still they still have time, they still have moments. But I just said stuffing A&M on the goal line, 4th and short in Kyle Field. That to me is kind of epitomizes what I didn't know if Texas would be, and certainly I didn't think they would be tough on the line of scrimmage in this conference. I don't think you can deny them that.
No, that's good. That's a good one, man. Man, I'm glad you came prepared.
How about Alabama, Shane? Jalen Milroe, pick six, and the awful tackle attempt, where he basically just slid and tried to kick the legs out of an Oklahoma defender. I hate to pile on him, but I mean, they had the playoff in front of them. They had the SEC championship in front of them, and that was just a complete dud.
Yeah, that's a good one because, I mean, you could pick a play in the Vanderbilt game, the Tennessee game, the interception in the end zone. That was a bad one. But I'm right there with you. They were still in the mix going into that Oklahoma, and that pick six it was it. That just kind of took the air out of them.
How about South Carolina, Shane? The last rushing touchdown that Lenoris Sellers had against Clemson, where he went damn Superman on their ass. That to me was the defining play. You beat your arch rival. You're red hot going into bowl season. I don't care what I don't even remember what happened in the bowl game. But I'm saying at the regular season, that was a defining moment for them Gamecocks.
That's a good one. I did like the pick six against A&M. I felt like that was a moment we realized that South Carolina actually is a really good football team. Yeah, but at the end, that was what was needed to be in the conversation for a playoff. So, yeah, good pick.
How about Vandy, Shane? Again, you could criticize Diego Pavia for being a little too aggressive. 4th and short. What did he do against Alabama? He threw a damn bomb over their head, scored a touchdown. I believe that was late third, maybe early fourth quarter, and it was at that time I realized this is not a fluke. Yeah. Vanderbilt is legit. They may actually pull this thing off because the whole Alabama game, you're just saying, oh, well, Alabama's going to turn it on here at any moment.
Yeah.
And you just said that quarter after quarter after quarter, and when Vanderbilt's going over the top, 4th and short to get that win, I think it was a defining moment and really a culture program changing moment for Vanderbilt.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Oh, man, you're going to hate this one, Shane. Tennessee. Is this fair? I don't think this is fair. I was going to say the face mask against Ohio State.
We would have had him 3 and out, man.
But no, really, give me the Nico touchdown pass against Alabama that broke that game, gave Tennessee the decided score in that football game. Because anytime you beat Alabama, anytime you beat Florida, if you're Tennessee, it was a good year. I know it was the last game's a bad taste in your mouth, but that was a hell of a season.
It was a hell of a season. And there were moments in Tennessee's regular season that I think you could pinpoint. The bowl game, I feel like obviously they were a little exposed there, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what the right answer there wasn't for me one play that kind of set it off, if you will. Hell, there was moments in the Vanderbilt game that I thought, Nico, like you thought you were embarrassed in the college football playoffs. Well, you almost didn't make it when you lose to Vanderbilt and they were kicking your ass for a little bit. So I don't know. There were some growing up moments during this season for sure.
EXO says Mike looks like a zombie version of the Notre Dame leprechaun. That's a good one. How about Florida? This was not just one moment really, but I kind of cheated. DJ Lagway stepping up, beating LSU, because that was before the Ole Miss one. That was after he got hurt against Georgia. That really defined and turned around the season. Because had they lost to LSU, I don't think they beat Ole Miss. I think Billy Napier's fired right now.
Yeah, you're right. Picked up a lot of momentum after that game. So that was, again, several great plays in that one. I mean, you almost want to just pinpoint the entire game. Yeah. But since then, they've been on a roll, man.
All right, I got one moment, Shane, to find two teams this year.
Yeah.
Missouri and Oklahoma. The scoop and score. Missouri wins it. I mean, the grittiness, the toughness, never giving up when things look bleak. Quarterback injured. Yeah, the season didn't go as expected, but they kept fighting their asses off, and I thought Missouri finished the season better than they started it. So that kind of defined Missouri, and for the wrong reasons, it kind of defined Oklahoma just finding ways to lose games that they had in their grasp. I couldn't think of a better moment for both of them.
Very, very big moment, and two trajectory pass after that one. Now, hell, even Coach Drink came after the game saying, "Hey, we're in it, baby. We're still in this." And you had to say, "Well, maybe they really are." But that was a huge, huge moment. The other one I would consider, even though it's the tail end of the season, was Cook's rushing touchdown against Arkansas. Yeah. I just felt like that signified just the progress the entire university has made.
I thought you were going to say Drink after that game. He came out and said, Bob Stoops. Remember, he was like, they don't always whoop our ass or whatever. And then Arkansas was tough for me, Shane, but I'm saying the overtime against Oklahoma State, if you remember Xavier's story, he had a rough personal foul. He picked up the guy and slammed him down. And then Arkansas got the ball back. They missed a wide open touchdown. They get stuffed on 4th and short. And I know that's like several plays, but that kind of defined the season to me for Arkansas, to where they show you progress. They showed you hype, but kind of beat themselves in a critical situation. And that's kind of, that to me is what Arkansas was for the most part.
No, I think that's exactly right. I mean, with Arkansas, you try to pick either good or bad, and naturally the bad is what kept them from being good. Just the mistakes. You could go all the way to week 1 against Oklahoma State, but I'm right there with you. I feel like there was some good moments, though. Obviously Tennessee, even when what's his name got hurt, they were still able to find a way to beat a top 5 football team.
Right.
But again, it gets overshadowed when you shoot yourself in the foot, a week later or 2 weeks later.
And then Mississippi State, again, not a single moment, but it was just week 2. Allowed 346 rushing yards to Arizona State, 262 to Cam Scattaboo. And it was at that point you knew, we got a long way to go. So that kind of sums up the season to me.
Maybe the Texas game, how close you were,
How about Georgia? I don't know. I didn't have a great one for Georgia, but I said the Ryan Williams Alabama touchdown, because that was a game. You remember Georgia got down big.
Yeah.
Came roaring back, actually took the lead, but then it just came out from under them. And it kind of showcased the potential of Georgia. Could have won it all. Whooped Texas the first time, beat them the second time. I mean, they had everything. And with Kirby, one of the arguably the best coach in college football, they had all the pieces to win it all, but they came up short. So that kind of moment kind of showcased that in my mind.
Yeah, I would even go as far as, the Notre Dame game. You could pick maybe one of those blindside hits that Gunner took, or the kid on the sideline that really, it's not so much that he, stopped the game, but that was a moment you felt the momentum turning. And that's what we were waiting for that entire football game. And as soon as they got it, then they get a 15-yard penalty, and and the rest is history. So yeah, I would say one of those stupid moments in that Notre Dame football game.
And fair or not, Shane, that I think this is the first year under Kirby at Georgia since they won the national championships that they could not overcome mistakes.
Yeah.
So again, it's just a one-off, but they just couldn't overcome them this year.
Nope, they couldn't, and it surprises you, but maybe that's why there's so many moves here in the offseason already.
And then last one, Shane, Kentucky, buddy. Brock Vandegrift pick six against South Carolina to lose 31-6 when they were a 10.5-point favorite. That kind of sums up their season to me.
I knew exactly who they were after that game, and I was quickly deleting all those hot takes I had in the offseason.